has taken over. Let's go. It's Ferrall. Coast to coast. Steaks, chicks, stacks. You and I are going to make a lot of money. It's Ferrall, coast to coast.
All right, we go to the third hour. I think it's kind of like not having a quarterback in the NFL. If you don't have a quarterback, you're not winning. In the NHL, if you don't have talent, you're not winning. I mean, you're right. Put the first pick right in the lineup. That's fine. Put some talent around him, or don't spend your entire season blaming Patrick Waugh why they don't win. I mean, the Penguins don't have any talent. They don't even have a coach. But you have a really good coach, and you have a team with like 1.5 good players. 1.5. I'm not even giving you Horvat. I think he's okay. I think Barzal is their best player if he's healthy. But they need talent.
Yeah, I mean, look, they're not they're not the Blackhawks. They have they have the makings of some stuff around the edges. They're not completely gutted. They need a star player. There's no question about that. But they do have some guys. I mean, plenty of guys who've been part of some playoff runs over the past couple of years. Dobson's a very good player on defense too. So they have some guys, but they need to get the number one pick right also. And I know I say that. I've always been that proponent. Now, if they take this kid Schaefer, who's the defenseman, he's only 17, and he only played half the year this year in the OHL. I mean, he might not be ready to necessarily play as an 18-year-old kid in October. It all depends on who they end up liking the most out of those 2 or 3 guys for that top pick. So we shall see how the Islanders do moving forward. Hopefully in the right direction with Darsh and Patrick Waugh now rolling the way. They're almost done at the Memorial, by the way. It'll be Bermuda Ben Griffith's 7 under after the first round. Nobody really in the afternoon is going to come close to him. Bobby Mack and Siwoo Kim are both 2 under, and so is Keegan Bradley, as they've got a couple of holes left, but they're still 5 back.
Homa made a
and nobody's going to go again. Homa did make a charge. He's 4 under 68 in the clubhouse. He'll have a solo third going into tomorrow as well. All right, the baseball now. Let's rip through some stuff from last night. Only have a few games tonight that we have to talk about. First, Yankees swept Anaheim. A 1-0 win last night. They scored a run in the first on a sac fly by Anthony Volpe, and then that was it. They didn't get anything else after that. Clark Schmidt wins 6+ innings for the 4th time in his last 5 starts. He only did that twice last year. He did it twice in 16. So Clark Schmidt's been good too. I know we haven't mentioned him as much.
Schmitty Burgers is getting it done, and literally every single pitcher on this team now is getting it done. Starters and their bullpen. That is why they are the favorite in the AL. That's why they won the pennant. That's why they went to the World Series, is that they were loaded, but they had Cole going and everything else. Everyone thought when they lost Cole that their season was over. And yet, their pitching now, I believe, is 5 times, you heard me, 5 times better than last year's pitching. With like Loaizaga and Stroman and all these hacks. They still have this guy Stroman on their team, and he don't sniff the mound. They have been unbelievable. And Schmitty Burgers has done a great job. What'd you say, 5 of 6 starts? He's gone 6+ innings. Like, let's go.
Let's go, indeed. He has been very good. The Yankees have hit the 1/3 mark of the season. Here, 54 games in. They rank 4th in batting average, 1st in OBP, 1st in slugging percentage, 1st in OPS, 3rd in runs per game, 1st in home runs, 3rd in total bases, 1st in walks. The Yankee offense at the top of the charts in baseball to go along with what's been some pretty good pitching. We gave you all those numbers yesterday about how big of a lead they have in the AL East. They are off tonight. Tomorrow we'll discuss the weekend in Los Angeles against the Dodgers World Series rematch.
Watch your toes.
That we are going to have. Should be a fun weekend. All the games on national TV. Everybody's going to be pumped up for the Yankees and the Dodgers. Yamamoto Sunday, I believe Sunday night is when Yamamoto is going to pitch against them on Sunday Night Baseball. So will be a lot of fun
Is
this
Judge
weekend
safe
out there.
in the outfield, or is he going to break his
Keep
toe
him away.
again? Or?
Keep him away from that fence out there, that fence with no give out in right center field. Just keep him away from that, and they'll be fine. Elsewhere last night, Nationals beat the Mariners 9-0. Thank God we had a couple of add-ons. We had a few add-ons for the list because the Wood Doctor, he went to work, man. This was 430 feet for his 15th homer on Masson.
And he launches this one to right.
God.
See you later into the Seattle evening. And the Nats lead 6-0 on number 15.
Cover. We had him.
He has been outstanding. That is a homer in both the first two games there in Seattle. And I wouldn't be surprised again tonight against that Herbie Hancock who's going for the Mariners. So we'll discuss that in a moment. The Jays beat Texas 2-0. This game was scoreless going into the ninth inning. How about Bo Bichette coming off the bench on Sportsnet in Toronto?
Fly ball, left field, deep, gone! Bo Bichette comes off the bench and hits a 2-run home run here in the top of the ninth.
Yeah, they're decent. You didn't see that coming. I know a lot of people, like, he doesn't even, like, play. So, like, I'm like, I think he's got a run tonight. It's a half a run. Like, I bet the under on this guy. Like, he's going to score runs. But I don't think this team's that bad. I'll tell you what, that was a big hit for him and them and a good win. They might be in the mix here at the end of the day, the rest of the way. Let's see what happens.
Cubs beat the Rockies 2-1 at Wrigley last night. I thought the win was going to be a little bit better for homers. The good thing was we at least got one out there. PCA on Marquee.
Oh, did he get it? PCA down the line, and it's gone. Number 15. Raise the roof, and it's 2-0.
Crow Armstrong, number 15. That's crazy. Boog Shambi, we played him 2 days in a row. He's on a roll.
He's been on a roll, that's for sure. Royals beat the Reds 3-2 as well last night. Cardinals beat the Orioles 6-4. They have won 18 of their last 23 games. And this was another bomb. Brendan Donovan on FanDuel
Ray
Sports.
Donovan.
3-2. Swing, fly ball, hit well toward right, at the track, at the wall. That baby's gone. Brendan Donovan, you are the father of Mr. Povich. Cardinals take the lead. It's 5-4.
Whoa, they did a blood test on Maury Povich and your boy Ray Donovan coming through as the father. Paternity tests. That was clutch.
Unbelievable. It really is. Marlins beat the Padres after we got off yesterday 10-8. Good win for them. Pirates did beat the Diamondbacks 10-1 was the final. Skeen 6 2/3. No runs, 4 hits, 7 strikeouts. Now with an ERA of Scotty 2.15. He's only allowed 47 runs in 35 major league starts.
I mean, he's unbelievable. That's all there is to it. The guy's incredible. And it's the first time I've actually felt good for him that he was out on the mound and they gave him runs. They scored 19 runs in the 2 games, put up 10 yesterday for him, and he was dominant, striking guys out left and right. He's a badass.
Enter into the magical world of McLuck.com, where even the smallest of spins can win real cash prizes. Adventure into over 1,000 of the best Vegas-style slot games. So what are you waiting for? Unlock your free welcome offer today. Join the fun where winners play and players win.
Did you know sportsbooks tend to draw up tighter bet lines for events that get even more bettors, like championship games or major matchups? My tip? Try betting on less popular sports. You might have a better shot at beating those odds. Now, go get lucky. See you in Las Vegas. Let's get lucky.
Chiefs Chargers in Brazil on Friday on YouTube. They're going to give everyone that game for free. They're so generous because the rest of the season they're going to fleece you for all your money.
That's one, Scott. That division to me, based on what's happened to the Chiefs the last couple seasons, that division, the AFC West, could be up for grabs here. I know Chiefs fans think I'm probably out of my mind.
Ferrall, Coast to Coast, only on SportsGrid.
I actually like the fact that they went 7 games against a quality opponent here and still had to face adversity even in a game number 7. How are we setting up this next series where they rested Minnesota Timberwolves team taking on OKC fresh from the fight here?
They had an extremely, maybe it's just too strong a statement to say, easier pathway than people thought, particularly because of their size.
The early line, only on SportsGrid. The game is on. The stakes are high, but the action isn't just on the field.
He's rearranging that ring. Get it inside!
SportsGrid's in-game live. Your ultimate second screen experience.
A little flyer, couple of 15.5 points live line.
Every prop, every play, every day.
Anything can happen. That's complete chaos.
It's smarter to be on SportsGrid.
So we're talking baseball here on Coast to Coast on a Thursday. Carver High with me. I'm Ferrall. We're in New York City. Good to have you with us on SportsGrid. So what else?
Last few things before we get to tonight's games. Jazz Chisholm will start a rehab assignment for the Yankees today at Somerset in the minor leagues. So they are thinking that they might have him back by early next week when they get back from Los Angeles. So that would be a good thing. They've been without Jazz, and then he can go back to second. And I guess they'll put DJ then at third. They still need a major league third baseman, even when Jazz comes back early next week. The Rays signed pitcher Kyle Gibson. Now, the Orioles, who are in last place, remember that. Orioles are in last place, and they just released him last week because he was getting lit up like a gas can. So the Rays decided to go and sign him. That's great news for guys like me who bet home runs, that Kyle Gibson's coming back. So bring him on back, Scotty. I love seeing Kyle Gibson out there. It's perfect for me.
He serves it up.
Tater time.
Meatballs.
Serves it up. Serves it up. Of course, the Red Sox have a new problem at third base because Alex Bregman is going to be out for a long time with that injury he suffered last week. So what do you think would be the normal, Devers played third, right? You'd figure, let's just put Devers back at third. Now, this has been going on for months, since spring training. I don't know
ruining their season.
Ruining their season. Here we go. It's almost June 1st, and Alex Cora is still answering questions about Rafael Devers playing the field.
Alex, last homestand, you were talking about Devers, and you said he still views himself as a position everyday player. Is there no ground balls at third, start the process? Is it just not going to take him?
Not at third base, no. And we keep talking about the other position, but as of now, it's not happening.
Ongoing conversations?
We always have conversations, yeah.
So there's more conversations about him possibly
not
first
more,
and third?
Not more, no. Third base, he's not going to play third base.
But I'm sorry, I just want to make sure that I'm not misunderstanding. So there have been conversations about first base with him?
We're still talking about the situation, man. This is where we at. There's a chance Christian is going to play first base this weekend in Atlanta. Yeah. There's conversations. I don't have to go specifics, but the third base part of it is a no.
Honestly, how painful was the reporter?
He was painful, but I think we have been now, like I said, this is 3 months we've been doing this. These updates about, and you know who this is bothering the most, Scotty, and this is where it causes the biggest rift is the fan base. And I know that players probably don't care, and Alex Cora might not care, but like, what do the fans think right now of Rafael Devers? And I know he's been hitting lately, so they can understand that. But when all this keeps going on, what do they just immediately keep thinking? Oh, he's not a team guy. He don't want to help the team. Why can't he just go play third base? Why can't he played there his whole life? So now they look at it as the organization has now painted Rafael Devers as the bad guy in this entire situation.
Meanwhile, he's without a doubt, with Bregman out, their best hitter, and with Bregman in, he's right there with him in terms of the bat. He is a great hitter, and the days of him playing in the field are over. It's pretty obvious to me he's not playing third or first. And they're sick and tired of dealing with it. And what it is for me is it's fantastic. This has been utterly so enjoyable for me. It's just the most. I mean, between the Celtics bending it over and getting it from behind and the Red Sox being this deep at the end of May from the Yankees that everyone thought the Red Sox were going to win the World Championship this year. Remember, they're the team to beat. Remember? That's all I heard. They're the team to beat. Yeah, my ass. They have sucked now repetitively year after year after year after year. To the point where, when are they going to finally get rid of Cora? He's not doing it anymore either. Not only that, he doesn't even look like Cora anymore. He's so skinny. Get that guy a sandwich or some of that prime rib at the Islanders party. Can we beef him up a little bit? Can we get him some protein shakes? I don't give a rat's ass about the Red Sox problems, okay?
Well, they've got them, that's for sure.
Good.
They've got problems.
I hope they get more.
That certainly isn't going to be changing. As far as tonight goes, we have 4 games in the majors. It's a light Thursday night for us. Of course, we'll start with the second game of the doubleheader in Philadelphia. Phillies beat the Braves this afternoon in game number 1. Great pitching matchup tonight. Chris Sale and Zach Wheeler. I've got this at -110 both ways right now and a 7.5 total.
Yeah, I even got it at -109 with Wheeler. I'm going with the Phillies and Wheeler on the bump.
The A's have had all kinds of problems the last couple of weeks, and now they're going to Toronto for the weekend for 4 games. Jose Berrios is going tonight for the Jays. Jacob Lopez going for the A's. -165 Toronto, +140 for the A's, and an 8.5.
I'll run line the Jays here at +125.
Tampa, a rare early season trip out of town. They go to Houston to see the Astros, excuse me. It'll be Shane Baz and Ryan Gusto. Astros -120, even money for the Rays, and an 8.5.
You know, they're both playing really well, but I'm going to stick with Houston in H-Town at that price. I got them at -118.
And finally, the late night game. Once again, the Nationals are in Seattle against the Mariners. Mackenzie Gore going for the Nats. Emerson Hancock, that's Herbie Hancock, going for Seattle. -120 for the M's, even money for the Nats, and a 7.5.
Yeah, I'm back on. I was on the Nats last night. I was riding your Wood Doctor home run. I said we need that to get the W, to get the cover. I'm going back to the other side. Give me Hancock and the M's at T-Mobile tonight to get it done. I don't have a problem with that price either.
Small slate, so not a small slate of home runs as well. And we'll do the home runs when we come back. I can't squeeze the homers into 20 seconds. It's just going to be impossible for me to do.
No.
So we'll do the homers when we come back, and then I've got some football stuff before you talk to Adam later on in the hour. So we do have taters tonight. We always have taters. Got to have them.
Taters are more important than breathing, water.
They are.
Women.
Face is the new face. New face of what? The hell are you talking about? Like seriously. Oh, the new face of the NBA, Anthony. Yeah, okay. You know what I mean? Like, really? Guy's got 2 shots. You're the face of the NBA. Slow down. He's a good player. I've always thought the whole face of the NBA thing was comical. You want him to be the face of the NBA because you don't like it that all the other faces of the NBA aren't American.
Sports Rage tonight, only on SportsGrid.
And if you go through Cat, that means Cat at 11-1 could be Eastern Conference Finals MVP. The worst team in the WNBA is the Chicago Sky. They have no perimeter play. They're playing Sloot too many minutes. And Angel Reese doesn't have the help she needs.
Betting above the rim, only on SportsGrid.
I already heard yesterday that he's got no shot to win the Cy Young because it's going to Skubal again. Skubal's winning the Cy Young. No shot for free.
They're both terrific. They both have incredible numbers and credentials and stats and strikeouts and ERA and everything. Like every single category, Fried is right there with him.
Ferrall, coast to coast, only on SportsGrid.
We're going to go through every single thing, and I've got a great team behind me that's going to help me get the job done. I want this to be the place that people come to. There is going to be an energy to game time decisions that you will feel night in and night out. We are going to hit every single one of those markets that you need to know about. We will have everything at our disposal, and we will use that to our advantage. There is not going to be a better place, I promise you, than Game Time Decisions. I'm Kevin Walsh. Tune in to Game Time Decisions weekdays on SportsGrid.
Tater time. Everybody loves the long ball, particularly chicks.
Chicks do dig the long ball. Here we go. Only 4 games tonight, so we'll just do 4 taters. Let's do it. I'm going back, man. I don't care. I think he's going to hit another one. I'll go right back to it against Herbie Hancock, the Wood Doctor. And look, I know it's a little colder tonight, not as warm as it's been the last 2 nights in Seattle, but did you see? I don't think it matters. You see how hard this guy's hitting the baseball right now?
Yeah.
+4 Bills for Wood. This was this morning. I know it's gone down in the 3s in a lot of places. I'd still probably get involved. Christian Walker against the Rays tonight, +440 for him. He's starting to hit the ball a lot harder. Next, now we know we got 2 aces on the mound in Philly. But here's one thing to remember, Scotty. Both of these teams know each other really well. I mean, you look at some of these histories. I'm going to go Matt Olson at +450. You know, he's 7 for 35. He's got 2 homers off of Wheeler. Acuna's got 4 homers off of Wheeler. Ozuna's got 2 homers off of Wheeler. Riley's got a homer. Even on the other side, how about Schwarber's 4 for 9 with 2 homers off of Chris Sale, lefty on lefty. So you know these teams know each other good. Olsen +450 for me, and I've been chasing this one a little bit. He hasn't homered in a while, but with Berrios on the mound, who gives up a lot of long balls, I'm going back to Tyler Soderstrom for the A's tonight at +470. It was between him and the Butler, but you know what? I'll probably play the Butler as well, but Soderstrom and the Butler for the A's in Toronto tonight.
Geez, it sounds like that you think there's going to be more than just Olsen hitting a home run tonight at the bank.
Look, I'm just saying there's some good history home run-wise. But remember this, too. It's a lot of at-bats. You know, when you talk about guys with 2 homers or 3 homers in this matchup, you're talking over the course of 30, 40, 50 at-bats. They see each other so often that, you know, it has happened before. I like Olsen's matchup a little bit more than the others, so that's why I'm there. The Schwarber numbers really knocked me over because you would think a tough lefty like Sale against Schwarber, 4 for 9 with 2 homers. That's pretty good. That's Schwarbomb. He gets them, and they go. But you're right. Maybe he does get over that 7.5 this evening there in Philadelphia. There you go. Your tater time for tonight. All right, football. You're going to talk to Adam, but I got some other stuff too. Now, Schefter put this out like an hour ago, or just over an hour ago. The Steelers have talked to the Miami Dolphins about trading for Pro Bowl tight end Jonnu Smith. Now, Smith allegedly prefers to stay in Miami, but he wants to be paid more, and it doesn't sound like the Dolphins are willing to be the team that pays him. Of course, the connection here, Scotty, is that Jonnu Smith played for Arthur Smith in Tennessee when he was the OC, and then joined him in Atlanta when he was the head coach. So there's a lot of connection with Smith and the two Smiths, Jonnu and Arthur.
Well, one of the connections that they don't have is the Steelers paying anyone. Okay,
that's very true.
Like, yeah, what the Dolphins don't want to pay him. The Steelers don't want to pay anybody.
Yeah, like you were mentioning earlier, they have Freiermuth, but
Washington, he's 6'7", 300 pounds.
Big dude indeed. All right, let me at least play the Kenny Small hands for you. Now, a lot of people in Pittsburgh have taken this as a dig at the Steelers. This is Kenny yesterday at Browns OTAs. Of course, he was with the Steelers for 2 years, then spent a year in Philadelphia. He talked glowingly about the Eagles like if his time in the Steelers didn't even matter. Here he is.
I'm extremely grateful for my time in Philly. I think I just, was shown how it's supposed to be done, really, from the top down. So when you get a chance to see what it's supposed to look like and how it should look on a day-to-day basis, not just on Sundays, I think it'll pay dividends for me, in the future.
Listen, I don't think he's wrong at all. I've already said this on a number of occasions that Howie Roseman's the best GM in the NFL. Sirianni goes to Super Bowls. He went and lost one. He went and won one, right? Like, they're the standard right now, and the Steelers aren't. The Steelers are a one-and-done playoff team. They get to the playoffs and they lose. That's who they are. The Steelers have 6 Super Bowls in their foyer, so they've been 8 times. So it's not like they don't win Super Bowls. They go to playoffs now and lose. That's their problem. The Eagles go to win, and they go to win titles. So I don't begrudge him at all for saying it. He sucked in Pittsburgh, and he did nothing in Philly except win a ring, and then they got rid of him because they think he sucks too.
Sounds like he's the leader in the clubhouse.
The new face. New face of what? The hell are you talking about? Like seriously. Oh, the new face of the NBA, Anthony. Yeah, okay. You know what I mean? Like, really? Guy's got 2 shots. You're the face of the NBA. Slow down. He's a good player. I've always thought the whole face of the NBA thing was comical. You want him to be the face of the NBA because you don't like it that all the other faces in the NBA aren't American.
Sports Rage tonight. Only on SportsGrid.
And if you go through Cat, that means Cat at 11-1 could be Eastern Conference Finals MVP. The worst team in the WNBA is the Chicago Sky. They have no perimeter play. They're playing Sloot too many minutes. And Angel Reese doesn't have the help she needs.
Betting above the rim. Only on SportsGrid.
I already heard yesterday that he's got no shot to win the Cy Young because it's going to Skubal again. Skubal's winning the Cy Young. No shot for free.
They're both terrific. They both have incredible numbers and credentials and stats and strikeouts and ERA and everything. Like every single category, Freed is right there with him.
Ferrall, coast to coast, only on SportsGrid.
We're going to go through every single thing, and I've got a great team behind me that's going to help me get the job done. I want this to be the place that people come to. There is going to be an energy to game time decisions that you will feel night in and night out. We are going to hit every single one of those markets that you need to know about. We will have everything at our disposal, and we will use that to our advantage. There is not going to be a better place, I promise you, than Game Time Decisions. I'm Kevin Walsh. Tune in to Game Time Decisions weekdays on SportsGrid.
Kaplan is our NFL insider. He's been shrimp fishing in the Outer Banks, but he's back in Philadelphia now at the Homestead, getting ready to dole out today's preseason awards. You can follow him at Kaplan NFL. You see him on the grid. You see him on C2C every week. Thank God for that. You can follow him at Kaplan NFL. He's covered the league for 30 years. All right, the 25 preseason award winners. Some of these are included in player contract incentives. Yep. So some guys can get rich off of this stuff if they hit. So let's start with the AP MVP winner.
Yeah, and by the way, this is one of them, Scott, that's recognized in contract incentives, particularly with quarterbacks. So Lamar Jackson, Scott, he is plus 500. He's got the shortest odds. He won it in 1923. For Pro Football Writers Association, which is the most detailed award list. I voted for Jackson to win it because, Scott, the thing is, a lot of us have recency bias. Josh Allen was phenomenal in the second half, but it's a full season award. Regular season, that is. We have to understand that. And the bottom line is Lamar was better for the totality of the season. Yes, Josh Allen was terrific. The second half of the season, he did win it for the first time. Josh Allen, by the way, is plus 600. Patrick Mahomes, who won in 2018 and 2022, is plus 650. Joe Burrow, plus 700. Jaden Daniels, by the way. Jaden Daniels is plus 850. And my sleeper, and I like this one because it's so long, the odds. Justin Herbert, and they've got him help, is plus 2,000 for the AP MVP winner. I like that one. I like Herbert, plus 2,000.
All right, so let me say this to you. You have said to me every year for 6 years that no one ever repeats in the NFC East. So that means that the Commanders are going to win the division. And that means that in order to do that, Daniels is going to have a huge season. So I like him at plus 850. That makes sense to me because if they're going to do it, they got to do it inside their own realm, in their own division for him to be in the conversation for MVP because I'm sick and tired of, I got to be honest with you. Lamar Jackson, I don't deny he's a great player. I don't deny Josh Allen's a great player and deserve the MVP. I don't deny what Mahomes does. My point is that I think Lamar Jackson is a little overrated in terms of getting it done. He doesn't get it. I know it's a regular season award, but he never gets it done. Yeah. All I hear about is how this guy's going to win every award and every Super Bowl, and they never get it done. I think they're overrated, and I think the Commanders have a shot to win the division. So what if the Ravens win the division? They don't win the Super Bowl. They don't even go.
Yeah. Listen, Scott, I'll say this about Buffalo. One of the things that I struggled with last year was, okay, they're going to become more of a running team. They're going to limit Josh Allen's dropbacks. And look, that all worked. James Cook played way better than most people thought. But the big thing is they had to add help at receiver. They added Josh Palmer, I'm a big fan of, coming over from the Chargers. Elijah Moore is a good possession receiver. Khalil Shakir has been a good story to develop. You know how good they are at tight end. Who's to say that Josh Allen, who sometimes carries that team, can't win back-to-back? Lamar's done it before. Mahomes has done it before. It's a top-heavy quarterback group. You're talking about the elite, the best guys. There's no question about that. But on your point with Jaden Daniels, let's look at it. What did they do in Washington? What did Adam Peters do, the general manager? He added Deebo Samuel. He needed help at wide receiver. He did that. They had to rebuild their offensive line, which overachieved last season. They added Laramie Tunsil, a top 5 left tackle. They re-signed Zach Ertz, who still has something left in tight end. They feel pretty good now about their offense. The odds at 850 are pretty good. Okay, you put up 100, you get 850 back. That's pretty darn good. I agree with you. But one of these days, okay, and you could yell at me all you want. One of these days, Justin Herbert's going to play up to the hype. I believe it's going to be this season.
So I don't have a problem with Justin Orange Sherbert. I think he's a really good player, and I think Harbaugh is a great coach. Not even good. I think he's a great coach, and I expect them to do better. He already made the playoffs. I think they're going to do even better in his second, third years in Lipstick City. Let's do the AP Offensive Player of the Year.
Yeah, and understand the Offensive Player of the Year is more a statistical award rather than your great all-around season. Saquon Barkley, who had the best season in NFL history if you go through the Super Bowl, right? In terms of total yardage. He is plus 500. He's got the shortest odds. Now, the second guy is interesting. You would think it would be Jamar Chase, who's plus 1,200. No, it's Jahmyr Gibbs of the Lions at plus 1,000, Scott, who's phenomenal. He puts up massive yardage in the run and pass game. Lots of touchdowns. My pick this year, and he was good last year. He improved from his rookie season. Enters year 3 is Bijan Robinson, the running back from Atlanta, at plus 1,200. Derrick Henry he got his contract extension, who was incredible last season. Scott, he turns 31. He's plus 1,400. But my pick would be Bijan Robinson, who's a special back at plus 1,200. I like those odds. See, the thing with Puka Nacua is he's plus 1,600. He's got Devontae Adams on the other side now. He's got a big injury history. When he plays, he's phenomenal, but he's been hurt a lot, Scott. He's been on the sidelines too much.
So I want to see this JJ fly off the handle and play for the Vikings. And if he is as good as they think he is, then I like those odds of Justin Jefferson at plus 1,600. If that quarterback is healthy and playing, he's got a shot to bust out because everyone knows he's really unguardable. Like I think they haven't had a quarterback. So now if this guy comes through like they think he will, I like those odds. All right, let's move on to the AP Defensive Player of the Year.
Yeah, and this is one that Myles Garrett's always up there. He's got the shortest odds at plus 700. Now, Aiden Hutchinson, we'll get to in the second segment, the comeback player of the year. He's going to be everyone's favorite for that, most likely. He's also plus 700. Scott, he's coming off a compound fracture. Now I know he's running, he's looking good. That's still a serious injury to come back from. Micah Parsons is a plus 750. They're still working on his deal. J.J. Watt, who's in his 30s now, plus 850. Max Crosby, who had all sorts of injuries, high ankle sprain and others, plus 1,100. The very underrated Will Anderson, edge rusher, who's been terrific at plus 1,200. Nick Bosa, Bears, plus 1,500. My pick, Scott, is a guy who got double-teamed more than any defensive lineman in the National Football League last season. That's Jalen Carter, Scott. Jalen Carter, it's plus 1,800 with the Eagles. He is unstoppable. He's phenomenal. Not everybody talks about Jalen Hurts and their offense and how great, and Saquon Barkley. Jalen Carter, plus 1,800, and a great sleeper dark horse here. We Jared Verse, the edge rusher from the Rams, terrific rookie season, plus 2,200. But I would go, my money would be on Carter at plus 1,800, then Jared Verse at 2,200.
I'm flipping those. I like Verse to get it because I don't think they pay enough attention to him like Carter gets doubled and tripled because he's such a menace to society that he gets so much attention. I think Verse has been left to roam free and cause damage. And at that price, if I can hit that at 2,200, I'm loving life. I think he's an absolute freak.
And by the way, Trey Hendrickson is still looking for his deal. It's plus 2,800. He's another player. He plays in anonymity. Why? Because everybody talks about Joe Burrow, we talked about earlier. Those great receivers, our guy T. Higgins, and of course, Jamar Chase. Trey Hendrickson, one of these days, is going to get the great recognition that he deserves. One of the top 2 edge rushers the last 2 seasons at plus 2,800. But again,
is he going to get a deal done? Is he going to get a deal done? It's gotten ugly.
Here's what I'm going to tell you, Scott. We're in May. People worry about this stuff in May. It matters when you get to training camp in late July. I expect them to move on the number that they've already offered him. But the problem is he's got a number in mind, and they're not close to it, and that's the issue right now.
When we come back, we'll talk about the comeback player of the year, the offensive rookie of the year, the rookie defensive player of the year, et cetera, et cetera.
face. He's the new face. New face of what? The hell are you talking about? Like seriously. Oh, the new face of the NBA, Anthony. Yeah, okay. You know what I mean? Like, really? Guy's got 2 shots. You're the face of the NBA. Slow down. He's a good player. I've always thought the whole face of the NBA thing was comical. You want him to be the face of the NBA because you don't like it that all the other faces of the NBA aren't American.
Sports Rage tonight, only on SportsGrid.
And if they go through Cat, that means Cat at 11-1 could be Eastern Conference Finals MVP. The worst team in the WNBA is the Chicago Sky. They have no perimeter play. They're playing Sloot too many minutes. And Angel Reese doesn't have the help she needs.
Betting above the rim, only on SportsGrid.
I already heard yesterday that he's got no shot to win the Cy Young because it's going to Skubal again. Skubal's winning the Cy Young. No shot for Freed.
They're both terrific. They both have incredible numbers and credentials and stats and strikeouts and ERA and everything. Like every single category, Freed is right there with him.
Ferrall, coast to coast, only on SportsGrid.
We're going to go through every single thing, and I've got a great team behind me that's going to help me get the job done. I want this to be the place that people come to. There is going to be an energy to game time decisions that you will feel night in and night out. We are going to hit every single one of those markets that you need to know about. We will have everything at our disposal, and we will use that to our advantage. There is not going to be a better place, I promise you, than Game Time Decisions. I'm Kevin Walsh. Tune in to Game Time Decisions weekdays on SportsGrid.
Bust a Cap in Your Ass is so popular that he gets text messages and tweets live during the show and in breaks, constantly answering fan mail in the middle of the show, in a break, and then he's got the tea going as well. All these things happen at the same time. It's like chewing gum as well. It's unbelievable. Adam Kaplan's many talents. What about the NFL Comeback Player of the Year award?
Yeah, this is interesting. You know, Scott, I remember when Geno Smith was up for it, and people were like, wait a minute, why would he get comeback player when he'd never done anything before? You know, when he broke out and came out of nowhere. To me, there also needs to be most improved, but they call it Comeback Player of the Year. The shortest odds are Dak Prescott at plus 275. Now, Scott, he's coming back from the hamstring injury where he ripped it off the bone. That was a major injury. You saw how their offense plummeted during their 7-10 season. So I could get why the sentiment is what it is, plus 275. I mentioned Aiden Hutchinson in our first segment at plus 300. Major injury, compound fracture. He's doing well. Christian McCaffrey.
Do you believe he'll be great again with a broken leg, a compound fracture, broken leg, that he'll ever be the same player again?
I know you could come back from it. Paul George had it as an NBA player. You could come back from it. He's running. He's doing well with it. He's going to be fine. They're pretty confident in it. Christian McCaffrey, by the way, plus 375 now, plus 370. He's a player, Scott, that worries me. He turns 29. You're talking about the back of the calf. That was a bad injury. He was rarely healthy last season. He's got to get that right. He's healthy now,
He's
but
never healthy.
I don't like him at plus 370. Trevor Lawrence with the new head coach is going to call the plays at plus 500. Rashee Rice coming back from the ACL is plus 1,400. By the way, he's doing well in OTAs. He's coming back well. Tua Tagovailoa with all of his injuries is plus 1,800. This one's interesting. Brandon Ayuk plus 3,000, and he's coming off of ACL reconstruction for the Niners.
Listen, I'm going to say, so I have my reservations. I think Hutchinson is a great player, and compound fracture, I have my druthers, whether it's, people can say all they want. Oh, he'll be fine. He's young and it heals and all this other stuff. You know what? I'll believe it when I see it, and especially in December and January, because they're a playoff team. I want to see what he looks like at the end of the season, not at the beginning of the season, how that leg holds up And I think McCaffrey is the worst contract that I've seen in a long time. They gave that guy more money than God, and he never plays.
Yeah, and they redid it. They're in a tough way, though. They're a tough way. By the way, speaking of the Niners, before we move on to the Offensive Rookie of the Year award, the Niners are still, at every book, they're still a slight favorite. They're a team that is ripe to be beaten in the NFC West. There's no question about it.
All right, what about the AP Offensive Rookie of the Year?
Yeah, Ashton Genty, who's going to be everybody's favorite because it's Pete Carroll, it's Chip Kelly. They're going to run the ball. That's going to be the foundation of their offense. He's plus 250. Cam Ward, plus 250. The first pick overall in this draft for the Titans at quarterback. Now, this one's fascinating, okay? Travis Hunter is getting odds on offense and defense for Rookie of the Year. He is plus 600 as a wide receiver, Scott. Now, that's the position they've gone on record saying he's going to play more, at least this season. So you have to know that if you're looking at those odds. Ted McMillan, the first-round pick receiver for Carolina, is plus 1,300. My favorite here, I love this kid, Marion Hampton, the running back from North Carolina, who's a first-round pick for the Chargers at 1,400. And Tyler Shugg, who for my money will win that starting job at quarterback for the Saints, is plus 1,500. But the easy call here, Scott, if you want one that's got the best chance of happening, and that's why the odds are short, is Ashton Genty, because the offense, Scott, is not going to go through the quarterback's hands. It's going to go through Genty and the run game, and he's plus 250.
All right, let's go to the defensive rookie of the year.
All right, this one's tough. All right, Abdul Carter, you and I have talked about the injuries. He's fine. He's an edge rusher. The question is, how much is he going to play? Remember, Kayvon Thibodeau. He's got his fourth year, then the fifth-year option, which they picked up. Carter's got to beat out Thibodeau this season, so he's plus 250. I don't like that one because you just don't know how much he's going to play. If he's a sub-package
You're
rusher,
kidding,
which
right?
means
They're not going to play this guy? Are you kidding
Well,
me? They
he'll
drafted him.
play,
They're not going to play him?
No, but the point is this, Scott. How much is he going to play? Because Thibodeau's not giving up that job. He's got to beat Thibodeau out. So Carter's plus 250. Travis Hunter, as a corner, Scott, has longer odds. He's plus 750 as, to make it clear, just a cornerback. Jalen Walker, the edge rusher for Atlanta, who will start, by the way, he is my top sleeper one. He's plus 900. Michael Williams, edge rusher for the Niners, is Jalen Walker's teammate at Georgia, is plus 1,000. Mason Graham, the D tackle for the Browns from University of Michigan, is plus 1,600. Walker, Scott, the problem for Atlanta is for years under GM Terry Fontenot, he's not gotten a rated edge rusher. Jalen Walker is going to start, and he's got a very good chance for Defensive Rookie of the Year. He really does. Travis Hunter, the problem is, Scott, you don't know how much he's going to play on defense. So how to me, he's got way longer odds at cornerback at plus 750. I don't see it. My sleeper is going to be Jalen Walker of the Falcons at plus 900.
All right, fair enough. I just have to ask you. So you're kidding me, right? Like they're not going to play. They're not going to play both of these guys. Like I would find it. You know what I would do? I like no matter what, I'd make him the kicker, the punter, the long snapper. I'd make him the wide receiver, the tight end. I'd make him the left tackle, the right tackle, the inside, outside linebacker, or the middle linebacker. You're kidding, right? That they're going to draft Abdul Carter, number 3, and they're not going to play him?
No, he's going to play. I didn't say he wouldn't
I would play
Scott.
him and Thibodeau. And then if Thibodeau doesn't do it, I'd get rid of his ass because he's done nothing with the Giants.
Well, you got but you got Brian Burns on the other side, Scott. You can't, teams don't usually play 3 edge rushers at the same time. But the bottom line
he's
is
a linebacker. Why not play him at linebacker?
Scott, he's there to rush the passer. The bottom line is their defense, Scott, has a chance to be elite. The problem is, Scott, and the over/under total 5.5. If you examine, Scott, their schedule, they actually might have a hard time, now that I've rethought it, of winning more than 5 games.
If that guy's standing on the sideline, fire Shane Davis today.
face. He's the new face. New face of what? The hell are you talking about? Like seriously. Oh, the new face of the NBA, Anthony. Yeah, okay. You know what I mean? Like, really? Guy's got 2 shots. You're the face of the NBA. Slow down. He's a good player. I've always thought the whole face of the NBA thing was comical. You want him to be the face of the NBA because you don't like it that all the other faces in the NBA aren't American.
Sports Rage tonight, only on SportsGrid.
And if you go through Cat, that means Cat at 11-1 could be Eastern Conference Finals MVP. The worst team in the WNBA is the Chicago Sky. They have no perimeter play. They're playing Sloot too many minutes. And Angel Reese doesn't have the help she needs.
Betting above the rim, only on SportsGrid.
I already heard yesterday that he's got no shot to win the Cy Young because it's going to Skubal again. Skubal's winning the Cy Young. No shot for free.
They're both terrific. They both have incredible numbers and credentials and stats and strikeouts and ERA and everything. Like every single category, Fried is right there with him.
Ferrall, coast to coast, only on SportsGrid.
We're going to go through every single thing, and I've got a great team behind me that's going to help me get the job done. I want this to be the place that people come to. There is going to be an energy to game time decisions that you will feel night in and night out. We are going to hit every single one of those markets that you need to know about. We will have everything at our disposal, and we will use that to our advantage. There is not going to be a better place, I promise you, than Game Time Decisions. I'm Kevin Walsh. Tune in to Game Time Decisions weekdays on SportsGrid.
Honestly, like I'm telling you, that kid Carter's playing a lot. In fact, he'll push that Thibodeau right out of New York. They did not draft that badass to have him stand on the sideline. Are you kidding me? This kid wanted Lawrence Taylor's number. Like, he's insane. He's a great player. They did not draft that kid number 3 to put him like standing on the sideline. Are you kidding me? The guy is a savage. Make him an outside linebacker. Make him whatever. Inside line. I don't care what they do. They got to have him on the football field if they want to win. They got the worst schedule in the league. You got to play him. That's just all there is to it. Can you imagine the Giants fans if they don't play the guy they drafted number 3? Can you imagine what'll happen in the tabloids and what they'll do to this guy, Shane, and this guy Dable on the TV and radio in New York if they don't play this kid? Honestly, yeah, like I've been here a long time. I'm telling you, it's a kiss of death. At time for leftovers. Don't get me started on this stuff. It's too early. It's not even football season.
I find it very hard to believe that the 2 guys that are basically fighting for their job this year are not going to play the player that they took 3rd overall in the draft. I would find it very difficult to believe that.
Stop it.
All right, let's quickly. You know what? Let's do those NFLs tomorrow because we'll have some time. We'll do Vrabel and Caleb Williams tomorrow.
Okay.
We'll save those for then because I know this will probably take us a minute or 2.
I can't wait to hear your boy with the pink cocaine. I can't wait to hear that tomorrow.
Yeah,
so save that. That's
really good. NCAA President Charlie Baker says the goal is to expand the March Madness men's NCAA tournament to 72 or 76 teams next year. He wants this done for next year's tournament, up from 68 to 72 or 76. I know we've done this 1,000 times. We know they're going to do it because it's money. Why do you want to ruin what's already just a good thing? And there's nothing wrong with it, but go ahead and ruin it, I guess. I guess that's what they just have to do it.
You gotta change. You gotta be able to change every single year. You gotta change everything in life. Otherwise, what would life be if you didn't have change?
We got to get some more of those middle of the tier Big Ten and SEC teams in the tournament somehow.
That are going to lose. We got to get all those teams.
Those 500 in conference teams. We have to do that. Mike Leach is now eligible for the 2027 College Football Hall of Fame after a change in the coach's minimum win percentage. It used to be you needed to win 60% of your games to be eligible. Leach had 59.5% in his career, so they have changed the number to that, which would allow the swashbuckler, God rest his soul, to be put into the College Football Hall of Fame. So good job by them for that.
All times, I believe he is a spirit in Key West to this day, down by the shore.
I don't care what his win percentage was. He should have been there anyway. I don't care what his win percentage was. Brandon Podziemski of the Warriors had surgery on his left wrist. He will be ready for the start of training camp. That's a great thing. Everybody's excited about that.
No one cared.
The ACC in men's basketball, they are moving down from 20 games to 18 league games. That means there's a lot of matchups that are now going to be chopped off the board. Like Duke's not going to play Miami this year. And for the first time in like forever, North Carolina and NC State are only going to play once. Like there's a lot of changes.
Duke guy to coach at Miami, Mike.
Correct.
Jay's going to coach at Miami, and he's not going to play Duke. That's convenient for him.
It's very convenient. In fact, he's probably happy about that, that he now misses Duke in his 18-game ACC schedule this year. And finally, for me at least, Belmont Park, of course, they are rebuilding. They are not going to have the Belmont Stakes next week, but they will get the Breeders' Cup back in October of 2027. The Breeders' Cup back. It hasn't been here in like 20 years. They'll come back to Belmont Park.
In the fall of 27, and then what? This year the Belmont is again at Saratoga?
Yes, because they're still finishing up all the renovations there at the horse track. Next year, the Belmont Stakes will be back.
I will go
to the Breeders' Cup
at Belmont Park. I will go to Europe, to Long Island, Strong Island Playa. I never go to Europe, but I will go to Europe for the Breeders' Cup that day. That is a day of debauchery and fine-looking women.
I'm sure that it will be. There you go. That's it for the leftovers.
All right, so Ferrall finished. New York hikers called the cops thinking that their friend had died on a trail hiking. Turns out when the popo got there, they found them all too high, tripping on mushrooms. They were all losing their minds and thought their friend had died. They were seeing things. Front Office Sports today is next, then GTD, then In-Game Live, and then Sports Rage. Catch Carver High tonight at 8 on SportsGrid Radio. See you tomorrow at 3 on
Face. It's the new face. New face of what? The hell are you talking about? Like seriously. Oh, the new face of the NBA, Anthony. Yeah, okay. You know what I mean? Like, really? Guy's got 2 shots. You're face of the NBA. Slow down. He's a good player. I've always thought the whole face of the NBA thing was comical. You want him to be the face of the NBA because you don't like it that all the other faces of the NBA aren't American.
Sports Rage tonight. Only on SportsGrid.
And if they go through Cat, that means Cat at 11-1 could be Eastern Conference Finals MVP. The worst team in the WNBA is the Chicago Sky. They have no perimeter play. They're playing Sloot too many minutes. And Angel Reese doesn't have the help she needs.
Betting above the rim. Only on SportsGrid.
I already heard yesterday that he's got no shot to win the Cy Young because it's going to Skubal again. Skubal's winning the Cy Young. No shot for free.
They're both terrific. They both have incredible numbers and credentials and stats and strikeouts and ERA and everything. Like every single category, Freed is right there with him.
Ferrall, coast to coast, only on SportsGrid.
We're going to go through every single thing, and I've got a great team behind me that's going to help me get the job done. I want this to be the place that people come to. There is going to be an energy to game time decisions that you will feel night in and night out. We are going to hit every single one of those markets that you need to know about. We will have everything at our disposal, and we will use that to our advantage. There is not going to be a better place, I promise you, than Game Time Decisions. I'm Kevin Walsh. Tune in to Game Time Decisions weekdays on SportsGrid.